All right. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi. How are you guys?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great. So, my name's Andrea. I'm here joined with Rhea and Storm, and we're 3 students at SAIT. We're in the broadcast news program in Calgary, Alberta. And for the past 5 months, we've been working on this big final project that we've put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into. And we've created a bunch of blog posts. We have a video documentary that we are very, very proud of. And we also have a podcast that kind of correlates more to that. So it's basically just like a audio version of that video documentary. But today we all kind of just wanted to get together after these 5 months of working super hard and putting a lot of time and effort just to chat a little bit about our whole process that we went through, all the things we've learned, and just kind of talk about how we feel after all the time and effort we've put into this. Rhea's going to talk to us a little bit about her and why she was really into kind of crime and why she wanted to do this project.
Yeah, so when we first got assigned this project, I just want to point out this is the first time this program has done a capstone project like this before. So it was new to the teachers. It was new to everyone. So it was it was basically anything you want. And us 3, we've always been into crime. That's what we've learned about each other the past 2 years. And we had a couple different story ideas of a couple different missing people, but with Storm actually knowing some of his friends and being only in Kamloops, being able to travel there, it just seemed like it was the most convenient for us to do. And it ended up working out really, really well. More about myself, though. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Hinton, Alberta. So that's a little mountain town, actually. And right by that is Marmot. It's another ski hill. It's pretty much like Sun Peaks, but and being so close to a ski hill, it makes you realize how even when you're skiing and you get stuck in the trees, no one knows you're really there besides yourself. And I guess being from there and being around a mountain, you just realize how vast the area actually is, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I'm Storm. So it was my idea to do Ryan's story because, like Rhea said, I'm from Red Deer, and that's pretty close to where he grew up in Beaumont. And so I had lots of mutual friends, and seeing it really was hit home to me, and it hit home to everybody in our community because we all have I have so many friends who have moved out to the mountains for the winter to ski and work on the hill And it hit really close to home. And so I brought up the idea with Rhea and Andrea, and it kind of just all went off from there. And we were able to go to Kamloops and interview quite a few people. Mm-hmm. And I think that the actual case, it didn't really settle in until we actually got there and we saw what a wide area Sun Peaks is. And so the fact that his family is still going back and they're still putting on these search parties, and it just really it's a reality set in that for me anyways, that wow, we're doing this. Yeah. And it's just been a really, really intense experience.
I think another interesting part was when we first kind of gave the idea to our teacher. Everyone kind of thought it was impossible. They're like, you really think you're going to get away, you're going to be able to do this? You're not the police, you know what I mean? You're just students kind of thing. And I think we wanted that challenge, and I think we made the absolute best of it. Every day, the people in our class and our teachers are like, wow, I can't believe you did pull this off, and you did get to talk to a police officer, and you've gotten the amount of acknowledgement of what you've done.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I think just even starting off this project, I think everyone in our class was overwhelmed. We didn't have much guidance going into this project. It was kind of just pick a subject on whatever you want and go for it. Mm-hmm. And the teachers just wanted the students to be able to demonstrate everything we've learned in this past 2 years. And I think now, especially for me, and I think for you ladies as well, seeing all the hard work we put into it and looking at all the content we've now created and put together to finish this project, I think it demonstrates though so well everything we've learned. And I think it's just it's incredible what we've put together, and I think we're all just so proud of it. So you guys kind of touched on, so we did actually travel to Kamloops.
Yeah, it was a perfect time to go to Kamloops, and it was actually the 1 year of his disappearance. So I think that just lined up really well.
Oh yeah,
that was almost
so well.
That was great. And then so we went to Kamloops, and we faced almost every challenge we possibly could. on the drive there. Like, yeah, like it was not a walk in the park.
We thought we had an interview set up with somebody when we were there, and once we got there, it kind of fell through, and that was kind of the whole purpose of us going to Kamloops. So we had to really learn. We were tired. We'd just finished driving, and to go and get this interview and to get like this B-roll and all of this stuff, and we missed it, and we were just annoyed and whatever. So, but we ended up making the best of it. The next morning we woke up and we just
what are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do? And we figured it out, and honestly, like everything worked out really good.
It all kind of fit into place, definitely. Like it was totally that was what we were supposed to be doing, and it all worked out so well.
Yeah.
And
it was like when we realized like the miscommunication about that interview, we just were like, well, let's just go to bed, and kind of figured out the next day.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We woke up and we're like, all right, so what are we going to do? And we just decided, like, let's just give it a shot and call the Kamloops RCMP.
So,
will someone talk to us?
Yeah, so we got up the next day, and so the next day was family day. So most places, especially in small towns, I feel like they're closed. So we were like, we'll give it a shot. We were already so stressed out, but I think we could have taken it a lot worse. Like, we could have literally just sat in the hotel and, like, cried
packed up our stuff
and just been like, let's just go home. Like, there's no point in being here.
Well, we also were kind of, like, defeated, too, because, like, before we'd even left, like, our teacher said to us, she was like, you guys won't get an interview with the RCMP. There's just like, she said that. She literally was like, no, that just like won't happen. They won't talk to you. And so we kind of had that, I guess, idea in our minds that no, we're not going to get an interview with the RCMP. So why bother even trying? Mm-hmm. And then like when we didn't have anything else to do, it was just like,
well, we might as well, like we have nothing to lose at this point. Mm-hmm. And I just think like it worked out so well. So we ended up getting this interview with the RCMP, and that went so well. Jody was like amazing. She was so helpful. And that was just like something else we learned, that like in this business, you're going to get interviews canceled like last minute. Like you're going to travel somewhere for this big interview that like is so detrimental to your career, and it's canceled all of a sudden and you have to figure it out kind of thing. So I think that was, and even
Jody, the RCMP, she was really surprised that we were 3 girls from Calgary. She's like, wait, what are you doing here?
Yeah, the first thing she says to me on the phone, I was like, hi, so we're 3 students from Calgary, Alberta. She's like, you're here in Kamloops for a school project?
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah.
Yeah, I just can't believe we did that. Like, I reflect on it, and I'm like, yeah, we drove to Kamloops for a school project.
So we talked to our teacher after that. And then Storm had been doing some sleuthing on Instagram. And like we said previously, like she does know some people that knew Ryan personally. So she thought, okay, well, let's maybe try to interview some friends. I think Rhea also got in contact with some friends. Yeah.
So just kind of went on social media and reached out that way, because we kind of had thought it didn't seem like any other, I guess, like major news sources had really reached out to the friends. It did, so I thought maybe that would be like a unique element to our story specifically. And so Rhea messaged like 3 different people. I messaged like 3 different people, and we got in touch with one who was just really happy to help. And that was just like that. Doing that interview was super powerful. Mm-hmm.
It was over the phone.
Yeah.
But
and we got to talk to, what was his name?
Derek Morell.
Yeah.
And I think that just it was just super powerful in the fact that like I had no idea how you never really think until you're in those situations and talking to somebody affected by the situation how many people were affected by this tragedy, you know, and how many like lives have been touched. And it's not just his family. It's those that he grew up with, you know, it's and I don't know, being 21, same age as Ryan, coming from a similar sized town, it really just, for me, it just felt like it was personal. It was just, it really hit home.
So I think especially the fact that we resorted to Instagram to get into touch with people, I think we really were just like, we need to use every source we can. We didn't have phone numbers, you know what I mean? So we had to message people on Instagram and be like, help us, you know, and see, and it ended up working out really well.
Yeah. And I think it worked out, too, like, that we were also kind of, like, their age as well. I think that made it so they, you know what I mean? Just, a little bit easier to talk to, a little bit more casual because we are around the same age as them.
Yeah,
so
it made him feel more comfortable.
Yeah,
it's
a little
not like
less
some
intense.
large authority figure that we're just students too. We're around his age. And then we also got the chance to talk to Heather on the phone, which is Ryan's mother. And that was definitely crazy.
It was definitely just it wasn't an easy project. I don't want anyone to think that it was just a school project and we did this and this and this and did it and presented it. It definitely tore on all of our heartstrings. Talking to a mother that her son has been missing, it was hard.
Yeah. Heather was was awesome. I mean, as awesome as you can be in this situation, as far as being willing to answer our questions and kind of point us in the right direction of things and being patient and taking that time to talk to us,
correcting our mistakes,
correcting the mistakes, and just being. That was really a really good experience for us to have that with somebody so positive, And
I think even like when we went to Kamloops, even though we didn't get to interview her in person, even her just like putting faces to those like on-screen conversations we had, I think was like amazing to show that we really do care. Like we drove all the way from Calgary to Kamloops to Sun Peaks Mountain just to see her, kind of thing. So I think
we really care about this.
Yeah.
Another thing we missed, though, we got to Sun Peaks the first night we drove up, and we went to the Bottoms Bar and Grill, and that's where everyone met after they did the candlelight walk. And so that was really interesting to be there around so many people. Like hundreds of people were there. And yeah, it's something I've never been in a situation like that before. I don't know about you guys, but
yeah, no. And it was great that they had that support after a year. And talking to Heather, like, it's incredible how supportive like Sun Peaks and their whole company and like everyone who's worked on the mountain has been throughout this whole process. Like Heather was saying to us, like, they've never not allowed her to put those posters up, and still after a year, like, of course that's going to bring bad publicity to a mountain. So if a young kid goes missing, but they've been like nothing but supportive. So I think that was like really great to see that community coming together to just support this. So yeah, so basically, we took our trip to Kamloops, we came back, we got an interview with one of his friends, his mother.
In the meantime, during this whole time, we have practicums during school, so each and every one of us are away for a month. So I was away for January and February, and that's when Storm and Andrea were basically prepping on how we're going to do this and what's our plan. And we kind of kept in touch, but just by texting and so on. And then Storm and Andrea, you were away in March?
That's correct.
Yeah. So, and then that gave me time. That was after the fact. We got back from Kamloops, and that gave me lots of time to look over all of the footage we had and put together the documentary. And I was showing them every now and then of like what they thought, but I wanted to wait until they got back to see the final product, which you guys have already, and it's pretty much done.
Yeah, we have everything done. We've been writing. I've written a few blog posts. Storm, like I said, edited a whole podcast that I think like really correlates really well with the video documentary.
Yeah, it's like an audio documentary rather
exactly.
than a video.
And in there, there's clips of different people we've talked to and stuff. So I think that was a really nice touch to the project as well. And then I think this really just adds just to hear kind of our perspective and just kind of be like, hey, like this is everything we've been through and this is how we feel. So now we're just wrapping up. Today is, what's the date today? April
Tuesday,
9th?
April 10th.
April 10th? 9th. It's the 9th. And we present next Monday to the class. So we have actually already posted our video documentary on the Ryan Stuka Disappearing Facebook page, which has over like 30,000 group members, I'm pretty sure.
It has over 30,000 group members.
And the video is doing incredible.
The video is doing crazy. I just knowing there's 30,000 group members.
You anticipated
I anticipated that it was going to have a lot of attraction, but it's still such a shock that on YouTube, wow, there's almost 4,000 views. Well, there's almost 400 shares on Facebook. It's just like,
and all the comments crazy. From like people just being like, thank you so much. You know what I mean? I think we kind of created this project at the perfect time. Now it's been over a year since he went missing, and there is still zero sign of Ryan. So I think after a year, stuff can really kind of get flushed out. But having this project kind of just like reassures everyone, like people are still thinking about it and
it
people
keeps
still
the
care.
awareness up, right? And if you haven't seen the documentary and you're looking to find it, it's on Ryan Stuka Missing or Missing Ryan Stuka on Facebook.
Yeah. Or if you
even YouTube,
Google on
it's
YouTube,
called
Out of Sight, The Disappearance of Ryan Stuka, or you labeled it.
So the documentary is called Out of Sight.
Yeah.
And it's just Out of Sight Ryan Stuka on YouTube. Should pop up right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any other comments, concerns? I don't know, anything else?
No, not really. I just hope that it's definitely, like, just the fact that it's been shared. I just want it to keep its awareness alive kind of thing. And I think we have really achieved that, which I'm really proud of all of us for doing that.
Yeah. And I think also this has been like so fun. Like it's been a fun project. It hasn't been like oh, this is boring. We've had to and not
it's
to
been
bash.
Really challenging.
Yeah.
But it's been really good. I know what you're saying. Like it's obviously not fun because this is a very serious topic, and like.
But it's not dull. Like we're
No.
not talking to like every city
enjoy
council
ourselves.
member about rules and regulations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally understand.
Yeah.
So that's all.
It is.
You
Yeah.
ladies are
Thank
good?
you. Thank
All
you.
right. Well, thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. Like we said, you wanted to check that out. Anything else out? It's all on the Facebook page.
Or YouTube, Out of Sight, Missing Ryan Stuka.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bye.